to the Meant for More Elevated Business and Life with Kristina Gazi, the only podcast that you need to make your life truly a masterpiece. Grab a cup of tea or coffee, whatever you prefer, maybe some water, wherever you are right now. I'm going to be sharing 5 important lessons, 5 important, probably mindset shifts, which can help you turn your business into a profitable love affair. And I'll be doing that by answering the question I got asked on repeat. Kristina, how did you start your business? Well, probably you know me today, Kristina Gazi, business mentor, speaker, community founder. Well, and happy to report I've made hundreds of thousands of dollars in my business up to date. And I'm not telling this to brag. I'm sharing this for 2 reasons. Reason number 1 is money tell. The biggest difference between having a hobby and having a business is making a profit. So if you're at this stage when you're working, you're spending time, but the real profit is not there, I see you. I've been there, and there's this story going to be about it as well. And probably you will get some answers in this podcast episode. And number 2, let's be honest, when I started, so many people didn't believe in what I was doing. So many people didn't take me seriously. And if you're in that space right now, you have a dream, you have an idea, you have a vision, but somehow others don't believe in you, I see you too. And please have a faith in yourself. Have a faith in your vision that you would make it happen. And they're going to be hard days. And I invite you to have trust in yourself in most of these days. So let's go back 10 years ago. In many ways, the story of my business is a love story. It's a love story for my husband, it's a love story for my kids, and a love for life. I found myself pregnant with twins while I was in the middle of my corporate career in Hong Kong. Work was intense. I was working with international clients coming into Asia to open their businesses. So guess what? Often work days would drag into the evenings. There would have been calls and weird hours. And I had a vision, what kind of mother I want to be. And I always wanted to be a present mother, which wasn't going along very well with the career I had at the time. And I made an important decision to take a career break while I was on the bed rest, growing my tummy and my little babies. And that's where it all started. The destiny interfered. One of my former clients got in touch with me and they were like, Kristina, where are you working right now? We want to work with you. And I said, hey, I'm not working. I'm growing humans. And maybe let's be in touch a couple of years. That's how long I thought I'll take off. And they say, but we really need you right now. Well, I thought, what can we do? And they told me, come on, open your company, start serving us. And that's how my first business started. I opened the company and I started serving this big law firm located back in Europe. They were sending me clients. I was doing all the work on the ground. I was delighted. Money were really good. Work was really little. In reality, I was self-employed. It wasn't a business. I didn't have to go out and look for work. It was coming for me. I was just providing a service. That was amazing. And as all good things, nothing lasts forever. So something for you to consider here is, am I starting a business around something people really need. Mind you, my first business was bringing profit straight away simply because I was providing what was already in demand. I was providing what was already required. And I was providing a service around the skills that I already have. There was no long learning curve, straightforward. Looking back, it was more of a hobby. I didn't have consistent income. The client work, I was not able to generate clients. I was basically responding when people would come to me. And that's not very convenient when you need to pay bills. Long story short, there was a little change in our circumstances. The kids were growing and we definitely didn't anticipate the expense growth which comes with them. And there was a moment in time where I either have to make a certain profit in my business or go back to corporate. Did I try hard enough? I don't know. But I ended up, probably not, probably I didn't try hard enough. I found myself in a corporate job. I did quite well. I negotiated part-time flexible hours so I could still be there more time for my babies than I would do. I call them babies, they were toddlers by then. And it looked quite good on the paper. Beautiful office in the center of Hong Kong, leader in the industry, rather flexible arrangement, I would say. I still had to go into the office, I think every day or 4 days a week. And I didn't feel satisfied. I felt something is missing, and that's when I tapped into my why. Why do I want this business? Why is it so important to me? That's where I started discovering what are my values, and I invite you to do the same. And in that time, I realized I want more. I want more time with my children. I want more freedom. I want more meaning. I want more meaning to my work. And that created this amazing blast of energy. I remember, I think it was around a year working in that position, 6-9 months. I remember feeling that intensely. I want out of here. I know I have something to offer to others, which can be my own business. I know I'm meant for more, for something different. This is not a place for me. The only challenge was to be able to leave that job. I had to produce consistent income. And I changed my approach at a time. I stopped treating it as a hobby. I started treating it as a business. And for the business, I realized, okay, I might be good at some things. I need to learn some skills. And mind you, I have a business degree. I have master's in international business. I have a law degree. I've been working in corporate for years. Yet I found myself in that place when I realized if I want to do business online, if I want to do that digital business, there are some knowledge gaps I need to fill. And I need to stop asking for advice from people who don't have what I want to build. And this is, I want you something to take note of. Having a coach, having a mentor, following the systems were a deal breaker for me. I kind of felt like, okay, I can figure it out. I have to figure it out, but it wasn't working. So I was employed. I was working before work in the mornings. I would take, and I still remember that, I will have a takeaway lunch. I would sit down with my lunchbox outside of my office and I would do some work, have a bite of a salad, do some work. I had a burning desire to make that happen. I accepted that I cannot do everything on my own, so I hired a mentor. I accepted really in order to grow it to the way I want it, I need more people. I hired my first part-time employee while I was employed myself. And little by little, I was understanding more what my market needs. We were increasing the quality of the products. And before I knew it, that day had come. We've got that financial milestone achieved 3 months in a row. And this is something I also recommend you to do. If you want to leave your job, look what is the minimum requirement for you to earn as a business owner. How much do you need to be saved to like jump straight into it? So I had this feeling, supported by numbers, that I can make it work. And drum roll, I go to my employer and I'm like, hi, bye. It wasn't like that. I said, listen, it's been amazing, but I know I need to move on. And to my huge surprise, he said, you know what, we loved having you, and why won't you start providing services for us, B2B? No working hours, no expecting to be in the office, just deliver us results, which you've been delivering in the office, like with your team. That was such a happy moment, you guys. And I was walking out of that building with more income in pipeline than I ever thought I could make. I joined the co-working space close to my home in a cute neighborhood, joined the exercise fitness studio, which was a cool treat to exercise during the day. And that very summer, I went traveling in Europe with my boys, and I think it was more like 9-10 weeks. I was working, I was traveling, I was hanging out with the kids. I could not feel happier. So what I learned along the way is you need to have a very strong why. You need to accept that the things would get hard. If it was easy, everyone would do that. If everyone would do that, it would not be easy, it would be even harder. And definitely number 3 is learn to love the journey. Let me explain. I see it with many clients of mine. It's something I had to tell myself about the podcast. Chances are you would have to do something for a long time till you would see results. So that's what I told myself about the podcast. Kristina, you will have to do probably 100 episodes before you're going to see the results. So committing to taking action, even when the benefits are not obvious yet. And that's a bit like an employee mindset. You work, you get salary. You work, you get salary. With business, it's not always like this. Chances are you would have to take actions which will not produce result. But your ability to become successful, to build this empire, this business that you're dreaming of, will depend on your ability to keep on going when the results are not there yet. I will end with the number 5. Nothing lasts forever. Market change, people change, you change. I told you the part of a Hong Kong story, and when I moved here to Singapore, it was another curveball. So when you start your business, chances are the product, the service you start with is not the product or service or message you're going to be with 5 years down the line. Technology has challenged us greatly and gave us amazing opportunities. So whatever you do when you start a business, remember, why is it important for you? Be very clear, what kind of life do you want to create for yourself and your family? Number 3, be very clear, who do you want to provide value to and how you will help them. Number 4, just be ready that things gonna be hard. And number 5, innovate. Get ready for the constant innovation. That's all from me today. Happy to answer any questions you have. If you haven't yet, please follow us for more updates, for more episodes. And if you have any question, any comment, any suggestion, feel free to reach out to me at She's Got a Business on Instagram. Love ya!